Hostile harp above your station.
Hostile harp.
For next target.
Clean this whole house out. I'm gonna clean the whole house out. I'm just that guy. What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and tonight we're going to be focusing on the brand new Proving Grounds event, how to win the leaderboard and unlock an animated camo. Definitely stay tuned. I do hope you guys are having a great holiday week if you're celebrating Thanksgiving. I also want to say thank you for tuning in to today's live stream where we reacted to some brand new marketing for Season 1 and crushed out against Xfinity a little bit since we had some big packet burst issues. On top of that, ended up disconnecting from one of our matches of Endgame, which was truly tragic. We'll be talking more about Endgame in some separate videos later this week. But earlier this afternoon, we saw the conclusion of a double XP event, which lasted for a good, I think it was 5 or 6 days. And funny enough, right when that event ended, another one was scheduled. So from now until Monday, December 1st, you can also go ahead and earn double XP and weapon XP across the board, regardless of which game mode that you're playing. We typically do see a double XP event for every major holiday in Call of Duty, so I was honestly doubtful we would get one this year considering we just had one, but hey, back-to-back XP events before Season 1 is something that nobody could complain about. Now, what also ends this Monday is the brand new Proving Ground Leaderboard event, which is exclusive to Black Ops 7 multiplayer. You cannot complete this event while playing Endgame or Warzone. You can only do it in MP. So here's how the event works. We've never really seen a leaderboard event for multiplayer before. We've seen community-wide challenge events, which are actually coming back with Season 1, but this is the first MP exclusive leaderboard event, which pits you against 29 other real people. Could these be people that you may know or run into? Absolutely, but it's completely random who you go up against. And the event itself is actually an improvement over what we saw with the zombie leaderboard events within Black Ops 6. So here are the rewards you can earn guaranteed just by playing the game, regardless of your placement on the actual leaderboard. We first up have a double XP token at 10,000 score, a weapon charm for 20,000, a double weapon XP charm for 40,000, and lastly for 80,000, we have an M15 weapon blueprint called Drop 'em. Again, it's not tracking the XP you earn at the end of a match, it's tracking the specific score you earned while playing in a match. Of course, pull up your scoreboard while in a game, and you can see exactly how much score you actually got by playing the objective, getting kills, getting assists, and playing your way through hopefully long objective game modes. But what's important to note is that if you want the animated camo called Reverence, you only need to finish in the top 5 by the conclusion of this event, which of course is this upcoming Monday. If you place top 15, you'll be getting the Burial Grounds Still Weapon camo, which of course can be universally applied in any game mode of your choice. So let's say you hit first place, top 5, top 10, not only will you get the rewards shown for that tab, but all the rewards below them as well. So the cool thing is, first place for this event, or what feels like first place, which is getting the animated camo, is actually top 5. So that means that a total of 6 people can actually get their hands on the animated camo by the end of the event. That's first place and top 5, whereas sadly, 24 other people sadly aren't going to be getting the animated camo. But as a big disclaimer, look, I get it, it's Thanksgiving weekend, a lot of folks may be out of town or just not playing multiplayer religiously, which could give folks the upper hand if, let's say, 1, they're unemployed, or 2, they're not celebrating Thanksgiving, which could almost guarantee them an animated camo by this upcoming Monday. Now, what's first recommended is that you log into the game every single day if you can, just to check your placement to make sure that, hey, maybe you were first place or top 5 at one point. You want to make sure you didn't fall behind because you haven't played the game in a couple of days. This is one of those events where you just have to keep checking every single day. So let's first start with the loadout that I'd highly recommend. So I'd bring a very trusty assault rifle. Then when it comes to a secondary, I'd really recommend a launcher, but when it comes to another mode we're going to be showcasing, a sniper can also come in handy. Maybe you use that instead of an AR. Regardless though, what's even more important is your set of perks. You're going to want to run 3 greens. Now, at the time of recording this gameplay you're going to be seeing, I only had 2 green perks available to me, but now that I'm going back in post-production, you're going to be seeing 3 green perks equipped. The thing is, even if you equip 2 greens and then 1 red, you'll still get the Tactician specialty, which will give you bonus score from bullet kills for about 10 seconds after you assist your teammates. So that's a good backup if you don't have all 3 greens. If you do have all 3, you're going to have the Core Combat specialty, which of course increases the score for objectives and sabotage, which is really important here. Whereas I'd also go with Assault Pack or Squad Link for my field upgrade, especially when paired with some overclocks, allowing you to either earn them faster or get more score every time they are used. Now, regardless of which mode you're playing, but especially 6v6, you want to make sure that you continuously keep calling in support streaks like the UAV, the counter UAV. Anything that can help assist your squad mate will also accumulate a bunch of extra score. But let's be real, right? Even though there's open matchmaking in Black Ops 7, there's a lot of sweats playing the game, and they are absolutely dominating the player base, probably because of lower sales with BO7. I'm guessing all the casuals are going to be coming during Christmas time. This could be an incredibly frustrating event to grind through, especially if things aren't going your way while playing 6v6 modes. But look, like I've always said, your experience can be different from mine. Maybe you're getting consistent, great 6v6 matches, so you prefer to stick with what works. That's totally cool if you're getting a good, 6,000 to 8,000 score in every single game. Hopefully you're getting long objective matches where it's not a complete blowout, and in that case, stick with that, because you can get into a nice loop of just constantly getting good persistent lobbies, killing enemies, calling in your streaks, playing objective, shooting down their streaks, and then rinsing and repeating that as much as you can to where before you know it, you're on top of the leaderboard. What's important though is calling in as many streaks as you can, whether you run Looper or not, depending on how long you stay alive. I think it's good to help out as many fellow Samaritans as you can, because look, the people you're playing against aren't going to be on your leaderboard, right? So the more you can help out others, the better, and then in that case, more people will get their hands on that animated camo simply because they kept calling in some extra score streaks. But win or lose doesn't matter so long as your score is high, which is again accumulated from getting your kills, assists, playing objectives. You're going to be earning progress for this event. But what if I told you there's a sleeper mode and an experience that nobody's really talking about when it comes to getting as high as you can on this leaderboard, since everybody else out there is too busy on 6v6 respawn right now? This is a mode that isn't everybody's cup of tea. In that case, totally respect that, but believe me when I say you should really give this a try. So what you've been seeing gameplay of and what I consider is the most laid-back, efficient strategy to get a top placement in this leaderboard event is to hop into 20v20 skirmish. Now, if you don't want to bring a rocket launcher as your secondary, a sniper will also suffice, because there's a lot of folks sniping in this mode. If you want to lay back, pick off some kills, absolutely do so. But considering you want to be in long objective games, not only are there more players that you can pick off while playing this mode, but there are plenty of points that you can capture that rotate very quickly. You're essentially playing games of hardpoint where there's several objectives that you and your team could capture at once. That's huge for score, on top of getting capture kills or offense kills if an enemy team is capturing an objective. But there are also these hack station objectives which can actually provide you with HVT elimination score, which actually doubles the score you get per kill if they're in a specific radius. So regardless if your team or the enemy squad are capturing these hacker devices, you'll end up seeing this blast radius on your attack map, which will indicate that you're going to be getting more score for every kill that you get in that zone. And every time you pick up a care package, regardless of which streak it gives you, you'll also be given a grapple gun, which allows you to traverse through this space as quick as you'd like, so you can grapple and of course wingsuit just as you can over an endgame. Now another way to cheese some extra score is to use streaks like the Hellstorm while within a high value zone, because even if you get some kills a mile away or so, you'll still get double score for every one of those kills. But the thing about skirmish is that it just feels like steady progress. I feel like there could be 6v6 matches where things just don't go your way at all and nothing works, and that's a match wasted. That's wasted time, especially for folks out there that don't have much time to hop onto the game, whereas skirmish is a pretty consistent flow almost every single game. Even if there is a ton of snipers, there's ways to counter that. You can get a grapple hook from a care package, fly around, capture objectives, call in streaks. There's lots of ways that I feel like 6v6 could go wrong in comparison to a game of 20v20 skirmish, as crazy as that sounds. Well, I also feel like the best map you can get this done in is Mission Tide. It feels a lot smaller. I think it actually is a lot smaller than Mission Edge, and there's far fewer buildings where you're going to be seeing a bunch of snipers at, or a lot of weird positions that can honestly interrupt the flow of the objective and the regular gameplay. I was getting upwards of 7,000 to even 11,000 score per game I played of skirmish, which shot me up on the leaderboard faster than any other player who was likely playing regular 6v6 respawn. Yes, there's a 6-second delay every time you die out before you can respawn in, and yes, I understand if the enemy team is playing pretty badly, then your team's probably going to dominate all the objectives and end the game pretty quick. Still though, I feel like the consistency of getting a lot of score was probably the most reliable while playing skirmish, as opposed to what could be some of the most demonic lobbies you've ever seen of 6v6 respawn. And as I've said many times on stream, I've been sweating Call of Duty since, I want to say, COD 4. It's been almost 2 decades of playing Call of Duty multiplayer, and look, after a while, I think lobby surfing and dealing with absolute hell because of the matchmaking, it just gets old. And when it comes to doing events like this or unlocking camos, I'm always going to be looking for some unique and efficient strategies that can also help you guys out, who I know probably have even less time to hop on the game compared to, let's say, a full-time content creator. But ladies and gentlemen, if you have to spice things up and switch between skirmish and regular respawn modes, go right ahead. I just have not had the best luck playing Nuketown 24/7 or even any other game mode under the open mosh pit, let alone standard. I felt like skirmish was a stress-free way to really get ahead with this event, so we'll have to wait and see who else tries to keep up with their score over the course of this weekend. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the brand new Proving Ground leaderboard event for Black Ops 7 multiplayer? Are you disappointed that there isn't a guaranteed way to get the animated camo? And let me know how your experience has been playing skirmish or any other game mode. Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.